Now, there's a lot of major wrestling news and rumors to share with you guys today, and we'll start off with some major news regarding the rumored plans the WWE have in place for Alexa Bliss following her return to the company as a surprise entrant in the 2025 Women's Royal Rumble match. No doubt Alexa Bliss got the biggest crowd reaction or pop of the night at the Royal Rumble, as most wrestling fans were ecstatic to see Bliss back on television after more than a year away from the ring, and fans have not surprisingly been waiting to hear any updates regarding Alexa's status in WWE, especially considering she wasn't featured on Raw on Netflix this past Monday. Now, according to one of our sources, while the WWE were reportedly initially considering for Alexa to be featured on the Raw and Netflix brand following her Royal Rumble return, we have been told that Hunter has decided on having Alexa Bliss join Friday Night SmackDown, and this now opens the door to a massive storyline for Bliss following her return. As some of you are likely aware, the Wyatt 6 faction, led by Uncle Howdy or Bo Dallas, were transferred over from Raw to SmackDown in the transfer window, and with WWE now reportedly planning for Alexa Bliss to join the SmackDown brand instead of Raw, this means Alexa and the Wyatt 6 will be on the same brand, opening the door to Alexa Bliss potentially working a storyline with the Wyatt 6 and possibly joining the faction. This really isn't surprising that WWE have decided to have Alexa Bliss join the SmackDown brand, the show that the Wyatt 6 are now going to be featured on, as Bliss did return with a very similar sort of style that she had when she was working with the late Bray Wyatt, as Bliss made her return entrance with the Lily doll in hand, suggesting that the company purposefully teased the idea that Bliss wasn't done with the Wyatt storyline. As of right now, we don't know if the WWE are going to have Alexa Bliss immediately join the Wyatt 6 when she makes her SmackDown return in the near future, but from what we've heard, Triple H has major plans for Bliss in 2025, so a run to the WWE Women's Championship is likely in the cards for Alexa following WrestleMania 41, so Alexa will be setting her sights on either Charlotte Flair or Tiffany Stratton very soon if these reports of Bliss joining SmackDown prove to be true. Let us know your thoughts on this major news that the WWE are reportedly planning for Alexa Bliss to make the move over to SmackDown after her Royal Rumble return. And do you think Bliss should join the Wyatt 6 faction or at least be a part of that storyline in some way? Or should the company keep Bliss away from that storyline? Speaking of Alexa's big return at the Royal Rumble, it appears as though one of the other big returning women's division stars in the Rumble match is proving to be a big success for WWE merchandise-wise after her return. As one source, WrestleVotes, recently mentioned on Backstage Pass that Nikki Bella, who returned as entrant number 30 in the Women's Royal Rumble match this past weekend, is apparently moving a significant amount of WWE merchandise following her return, reporting, "Yeah, I could say that her numbers being back on WWE Shop have been significant so far." So I think everybody's thrilled with that. Her reaction was great. I thought her performance was fine. She and her sister became legitimate stars, so I would say if she's willing to, wrestle as much as it takes to be back full time, let her do that. And if there are certain women that she wants to mix it up with, let her have her choice of Bayley, Liv Morgan, maybe people she missed the first time around. Now, from what we've been told, Nikki Bella had signed a part-time deal with WWE prior to her Royal Rumble return, a contract that would see Nikki appear on WWE about as often as someone like Roman Reigns. And Triple H is reportedly planning for Nikki Bella to be able to appear on both Raw and SmackDown, although the primary focus would be for Nikki to be featured mostly on Raw on Netflix moving forward. It appears as though Ludvig Kaiser is in some serious hot water behind the scenes in WWE following Raw on Netflix this week, and from what we've heard, there's a chance that Triple H will be firing Ludwig from the WWE, not only because of what he did on Raw with Penta this week, but because of the attitude issues behind the scenes that upper management have reportedly been dealing with Ludvig Kaiser recently. Now, as many of you are likely aware, on Raw this past Monday, Penta defeated Ludvig Kaiser after delivering his sacrifice armbreaker followed by the Penta driver, and after Pete Dunne's distraction, Ludwig blindside attacked Penta after his loss. And according to one of our sources, Triple H and other WWE officials were furious with Ludwig because he didn't sell the sacrifice armbreaker that he had just endured in the closing moments of his match against Penta. It was as if Ludwig no-sold the move. because while the company did plan for Ludwig to attack Penta after the match was over following Pete Dunne's distraction, Ludwig was supposed to sell that he was in pain after taking Penta's arm breaker, which the commentators were selling big time, and Kaiser didn't sell the move because of his reported frustrations with WWE. So the bottom line here is that Ludwig deviated from the script on Raw this week and no sold for Penta because of his own frustrations with the company. Now, this is something that former WWE writer Vince Russo clearly caught when he was reviewing this week's episode of Raw, with Russo saying the following on the Legion of Raw podcast.
So what happens in this match? We talked about this last week, how they hurt Penta because Gable was not in a sling or anything. We talked about it last week. So now we go to this match. Cole's putting over the move, the arm breaker, the code breaker, whatever the heck he's calling this thing, okay? Bro, Kaiser comes back, gets his heat back, walks all the way to the back, did not sell it at all. And I guarantee you, this is what that is. Kaiser is looking at everything I've done and every job I've done, and I've done it like a pro, and I've made everybody else shine, and now you're gonna bring this guy. I guarantee you, you're gonna stand there. Somebody's gonna tell me Kaiser forgot to sell. No, bro, no. We've seen Kaiser sell. Kaiser knows how to sell. This was Kaiser sending a message, bro, and it killed Penta. The way Cole's putting that over, and bro, if you notice, when Kaiser came back on the offense, Chris, he was using the same arm. He was using the same arm, and he walked to the back. That is all by design, guys. I promise you.
Now, according to one of our sources, there has actually been a lot of tension between WWE and Ludwig Kaiser for a while now, and the whole Ludwig not selling for Penta is simply what could very well be the final straw where Triple H draws the line and gets rid of him. Because we have been told that Ludwig Kaiser has been very unhappy about his current position in WWE for months, with Kaiser feeling as though he deserves way more than what he's been given lately. And Ludwig has reportedly gotten very frustrated that WWE are, simply using him as a jobber or enhancement talent for other mid-carders these last couple of months. And he's at a point where he obviously is going to do the job so he gets paid, but isn't going to sell for any of these wrestlers like Penta or Braun Breaker, who Triple H clearly favors over him, as Kaiser feels he deserves the kind of push that the newcomer Penta is getting over on Raw. The sentiment is that Kaiser feels at the very least he should be getting booked as a legitimate threat for the Intercontinental Championship after proving his worth in the ring. And with his character and ability to connect with fans as a heel, Kaiser reportedly feels like he is continuously being screwed over by the WWE with his current enhancement talent role that he's basically been given. We have been told that Triple H, however, feels Ludwig has not earned the right at this stage of his career to be making any sort of demands over his position in the company. And the shocking backstage rumor going around right now is that Triple H could very well be releasing or firing Ludwig Kaiser after his latest subtle lashing out towards management after no selling for Penta on Raw this week. Now, do you guys feel Ludwig Kaiser is justified for being upset and angry about his current position in WWE, where he's basically going nowhere in the company as a glorified enhancement talent? And do you feel Triple H would be justified to release or fire Ludwig after all the attitude issues they have reportedly been dealing with lately, as well as no selling for Penta on this week's edition of Raw and going against the script due to his frustrations? Let us know down in the comments section below. Well, guys, that's it for today's major wrestling news. Make sure you leave a like and comment, and also make sure you subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you'll never miss out on an episode. Finally, if you haven't already, give us a follow on Twitter at TSE Wrestling, and we will see you guys in the next video.